Everyone, welcome back to Live Darts. Here he is making his Live Darts debut. It's none other than Johnny Mac.
Is it my debut?
It is.
Is it my debut? I didn't know that. Oh, okay, Phil.
We're here at the Target launch. We've seen some very special things from Target, groundbreaking in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible because, we all know that as sport progresses, the innovation of sporting equipment, I mean, no matter what sport you're in, I think there's always something new coming up. I think Target have been in the forefront of that for some time, and their engineering skills is already well documented. So there's been a few new products, and it's been a really great day.
Fresh off the plane, back from the Oceanic region of the World Series, 3 great events. Michael Van Gerwen back in the winning circle. Did he need that, do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, he desperately needed to get back. It was a little blimp, and he's a very, very special player, isn't he? I think he wins it when he wants to win it, and the drive's there. And what people don't see when he doesn't win is the disappointment. He beats himself up badly over it. He's a born winner. And I couldn't be happier than I was for him in those 2 wins. And they were well deserved as well.
Also as well, you broke Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, with your little prank with Michael. How did that all come about? Because it was so good.
It was a good one, yeah. I mean, it was totally off the cuff. I was in the same shopping centre, in the same shop. And I was buying a cap for a friend of mine, Bruce McTavish, the boxing referee, originally from New Zealand, now lives in the Philippines. And I was going to see him, and I bought him an All Blacks cap. And I was standing in the queue, and Michael was in front of me. And I just happened to notice when I was walking around this enormous store that there was a dart section, and he had one of his boards with his photograph on it. And I told him, I said, "Have you seen the dartboard?" And he said, "No, have they got a darts department?" I said, "Yeah, they've got quite a big darts retail department there." I said, one of which is a big dart set where there's obviously 2 sets of darts and a board, and I said, with your picture plastered all over it. So he then said to the girl working behind the counter, "Do you have any darts equipment?" And she said, "Yes, we do, yeah. If you give me 1 second, I'll get somebody to take over on the till and I'll show you." So I thought it's a prime example, because she's going to walk up, and there it was, on the shelf. And I thought, right, well, let me just quickly film it. So I started talking and saying, "Oh, so you've got some darts, have you? And Michael, what sort of darts are you looking for?" He said, "Well, I'm looking for the whole set." And she grabs the box, turns it around, he looks at it, she looks at him, looks at the box, sees that it's him, dies of embarrassment, because she then informs us afterwards, which I wish I'd have kept on camera, that she'd only just seen him on the TV that morning, and she's actually a big sports fan, and she knew him, but she didn't put 2 and 2 together. She probably thought the last person in the world's going to walk through and buy an All Blacks top or something from her. And she died of embarrassment, but she was really, really game and good fun. And we got an invite to the World Series for her, and she took it all in really good taste. And I haven't punked anybody like that for a long time. It felt good. I thought, I'll put it on Twitter and see how it goes. And it just went mad. I mean, they took it on television in America and all across Australia and New Zealand. And then when I came home, evidently it had been on yours.
Yep.
How many people viewed it on your live darts?
18 million.
18 million. Yeah, that's not bad. Average day's work for me, I suppose. But it's I've always wanted to do stuff like that, because it is it's always better when it's a bit of fun. And I don't get a lot of opportunity to express my funny side, if you like, when I'm working, because we're in a serious business, and we all know that bringing those players to the stage is every bit as part of the show. And I don't really find time to be John McDonald. I just sort of the announcer, and rightly so. It's all about the players. So it's quite nice to do something like that and show a different bit of flair.
Raymond back into a final as well in his farewell year. Did he need that for his own sanity, I think, in his final year as well?
Yeah, I think he did, I think everyone would like to go out on a hurrah. I mean, if we think about what Phil did, winning his 16th World Match Play when he'd already decided to retire, and then naming the trophy after him, and that was really important to Phil, I think. Yes, I think Raymond would like to have won something, especially in a select field where there's so many great players. But, what does he have to prove? I mean, he's what people may not know about Raymond is he broke ground when everyone in darts now knows that this is a big business, okay? What the PDC have done has been incredible. It borders on incredible. I can't think another sport that's done so well in such a short space of time. They've really understood what the public want. And Raymond's a massive part of that because, he's what he's done in Holland has been just incredible. He doesn't need to prove anything, but I think he'd like to personally.
Darts in a real transitional period. As you said, Phil retired 2 years ago. Raymond's going. We've got Gary and Simon heading towards the latter stage of their career, but we've got some fabulous youngsters coming through, no more so than young Leighton Bennett, who's here today. A lot of talk on social media about him potentially getting a Grand Slam pick from the BDO. Would you like to see him play, or do you think it's too young too soon, obviously, because you see the players, what they go through? Yeah,
that's an interesting one because you're sort of doomed if you do and you're doomed if you don't. And it's fortunately, our chief executive has worked a lot with youth because he was involved in football and he understands it's all about timing. And you could probably think of 10 good reasons why he shouldn't and 10 good reasons why he should. Now, I think brains behind the decision, they'll be doomed if they do and doomed if they don't. They're in a real no-win situation. And the beauty of the PDC is they do often take big risks. Who in their right mind would book 2 consecutive days in Rotterdam? They did, and look what happened. So I think very clever people will look at that. Me personally, I'd love to see him there. But I'd like to see, I loved it when the girls were at the World Championship this year. I like the fact that we get to see some of the BDO stars at our Grand Slam. Our door's always open, we've always said that. It might be the Professional Darts Corporation and we stand for an incredible degree of skill, but we also understand it's about development. I'd love to see him play, I really would. He's a super lad. He might only be 13 years old, but he is a super, super lad and an incredible talent. And I think it's about time we got to see it.
John, it's an absolute pleasure talking to you here at the Target Darts launch, as always, and we shall see you very soon back on our TVs.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to it.